All right, Schlockmeister fans, for another review from my previous channel, also known as Sweet Sensations. It's called the Swinging Stewardesses. Let's check it out. All right, our movie starts on an airplane.
Wish you a pleasant stay in Switzerland. Mind if I take this seat?
This is Jenny. And that man doesn't mind at all.
Yes, I am.
The old man's gonna make some moves on her.
I imagine that a girl like you who gets around quite a bit must be choosy about the men she goes out with, right?
The men I like most are those that have very big
Well, I think I could send up girls who want to give it a try.
I've nothing to lose, so why not?
Okay, be my guest.
I drink a cup of Swiss
So Jenny and Peter are
Well, just you wait till I
drinking
get you
some
my
coffee
house.
together, or tea.
You know, I think I can teach you a thing or two. Ever been loved by a Swiss before?
I'm looking forward to it.
You know what you want, don't you?
Now, don't you think it's time you started calling me Jenny?
But of course. And please start calling me by my first name. My name's Peter.
They end up back at some apartment somewhere.
Nice to get out of these things. Now, where's my hanky? Here we are. Yes. This is about right. Dim lights and soft music ought to do.
He's gonna change the lighting in the room this way.
Hopelessly antiquated.
Remarkable difference. But before they do anything, he falls asleep and, well, she lets this guy in. Later on, she meets a new man down by the pool.
What do you say? I'll show you the town. Great.
That's pretty much the end of Peter. Whereas nothing seemed to happen with Peter. With this new guy, things get a little hot and heavier.
Please, darling, take me in your arms.
Got any plans for Rome? I think I'll show Frances the town. I mean,
New characters now.
Me? Oh, come on. Jenny's a marvelous girl. She likes you. Maybe you'll even find her company wonderful. Do me a favor, will you?
I simply don't understand what you see in Frances.
Well, you must admit she's pretty.
Well, she's certainly not my cup of tea.
Here comes Francis that they were talking about. First thing he does is put his hand right between her legs, because I guess that's okay back then.
That's against regulations, sir.
Those regulations only apply to passengers. On the other hand, it's no news to you. I'm the captain of this plane. I'm the boss no matter what you say.
Is there anything I can do for you, boss?
That reminds me of a bride. The morning after the wedding, the exhausted...
Anyway, they land in Rome, and for the next several minutes we see some scenes from Rome. Including the Colosseum, of course.
Miss Helena loved the Colosseum. She beat her head against these very stones before she was fed to the lions.
It's wonderful.
Now, I've been to the Trevi Fountains in Rome, and you weren't allowed to jump in them, but in 1971, maybe you could.
You've had your joke. Now come on, let's get out of here before the police come to lock you up. We're going straight to the hotel to get you out of those wet beds. Come on.
That's what I thought, stupid. I may not be as beautiful as Anita Ekman, but I'm smarter.
They end up back at the hotel where Frances promptly strips out of her wet clothes
Maybe I'm all wet, but you are
in the
too.
lobby.
I must ask you to take off the wet clothes at once.
Okay.
Francis, not here in the hotel lobby. You wouldn't dare.
Oh, I wouldn't I?
Now, this is the last straw.
Well, sir, I hope you're satisfied now.
They end up in their hotel room where they do some leg rubbing and chest rubbing. On to the next story where we have Evelyn searching through a house.
Well, I'm Evelyn. I was given this key by Francis.
I heard you call me.
It's a nice place.
Ah, this is nothing. You should see my country house, but it's cozy here.
She promptly changes out of her clothes too. I can't show you all of this scene.
That's it, Evelyn. Nice and slow. Make him suffer. Well, I can play it just as cool as he can. Look at him waiting there, eyeing me like that.
You don't make jokes about physical
He
fitness.
shows off his muscles to her.
I respect a lot of nature.
And you willingly follow the call of nature?
Me? I'm a guy who's exceedingly potent.
The next thing you know, we're in Copenhagen, downtown.
Does do.
Good day.
Could you recommend some interesting new book?
So they picked up some dirty stag films.
Uh-oh. Olaf stopped window shopping. I think he's ready to buy the goods. A man.
You was bound to show up.
He's making me nervous the way he keeps stroking my leg like that.
I'm short of cash at the moment.
Then we end up at a
I
carnival
needed your pay together. He's paying, although we know you're taking advantage of us.
where the pretty girl's hanging out with a guy with really funky
I was
hair.
fed up with the capitalistic system exploiting the worker. And look at this.
Oh, don't listen to him. Here you are.
And now's the time where we dance.
Well, who would have thought you could dance like that?
Ooh, I was carried away. Just because I studied politics doesn't mean I look like a Nazi.
That chap.
The socialistic community
He takes her back to his home,
theory of mind over matter. Why don't you try suggesting
where they live with a bunch of hippies, basically.
Try jumping in a lake.
When you said this room was yours, did you mean?
Now, sure. And these are some of my friends.
Milo, anything you say.
Anne, are you prepared to become a member of my family tonight?
Yes.
I promised you an unforgettable experience. Nothing will happen to you because I like you. I'll be here to protect you. We will all protect you.
And then they French kiss. And then we got the big star of our picture, or at least allegedly, Ingrid Steger.
Time do you have?
I don't have to fly till 6 tonight.
You are the one I saw in that film.
Of course I am, sir. I was the naked girl in the bathtub.
Yes, I remember. Then you are...
A girl like any other girlfriend you have.
Yes, but I'm a complete stranger to you.
Oh, that doesn't really matter when a girl meets a boy like you.
So then it ends weirdly. He follows her inside this building where she promptly partially undresses.
Lord. Wow.
Then apparently it was all a dream.
Hey, try sleeping at night, young man. Well, I never. I'm certainly glad you didn't lie down in the middle of the street. Could have been killed.
All right, let's talk about Swinging Stewardesses. Now, I actually have this movie in 4 different formats. Originally, I had it on VHS tape under the private screenings label under the title Sweet Sensations. Then I have it in the 6-pack volume 2 under Swinging Stewardesses. I also have it under the Swinging Stewardess title on a compilation DVD called The Sins of Showbiz, which I reviewed the other movies on that one as well. There's 4 movies on that set. And then I have a Ingrid Steger box set from overseas, PAL DVD, under the original title, which was called like Die Stewardessen or something like that, which I believe has an English soundtrack. So I actually probably should have watched that one than the shitty copy that was on this one. Plus, I'm sure that one has a running time, the full running time, which is like 80 minutes. This was like an hour and 1 minute, so it had a lot of shit cut out of it. Interesting cut. So, but whatever, it is what it is. So anyway, what we have here is not much of a plot. It's just basically the story of some sexy stewardesses, and we see their various romantic interludes played out. Simple as that. We see a guy, an old man, picking up this younger stewardess named Jenny. They pal around a little bit. They end up back at his room, at his hotel, and then he falls asleep, and then she ends up taking off with somebody else, a younger guy, and then she's exploring Rome. Later on, we see this other chick named Frances, who's also in Rome, and she jumps into the Trevi Fountain. She hangs out at the Colosseum. You know, like I said on the review there, I've been to Rome. I've been to the Colosseum. I've been to Trevi Fountain. You can't jump in Trevi Fountain. I mean, you could, but you're not going to be allowed to just hang out and like basically swim. Like there was a couple people in there who were swimming. If you jumped in there, I would imagine, if I jumped in there, I think I would have been fished out immediately and thrown into some Roman prison. But whatever, I guess you can get away with that in 1971. Then we see another chick who's hanging out with some like hippie guy. And then the very last scene is Ingrid Steger. Now, she was only in this very briefly. I wonder if the other versions I have her in a longer scene, but she was just kind of like a fantasy sequence where the guy thought she was there and she really wasn't. He followed her into this building, then she took off her clothes, and then she just disappeared. And I guess it was just a figment of his imagination. I don't know. Again, that's pretty much the film. There's not really much to go on there. There's not much of a plot. It's just a few whatever romantic interludes thrown in, and we get to see them played out. There is some full frontal nudity in this movie, as you would expect. There's a lot less in this version than I know there are in the other ones. It is what it is. So there you go. Got not much more to say about it. Now I will leave a link to something down below here, probably the PAL DVD or Blu-ray, which is out there, I believe, which is going to be a much better quality than this shit on this one. But anyway, it's in the 6-pack volume 2, and again, if you've seen some of my other reviews, they made 3 of these volumes, and they only made 500 each, so they're pretty darn rare. And if you do find them, they usually go for about $50 a pop. So they're cool. They all have 6 on them, and they're kind of fun to have. So I would definitely seek these out. They're a nice little thing to add to your collection. And a lot of the movies on these 18 films are not available in other forms, although this one is. So anyway, that's it. What a film. Check it out. Leave some comments. Let me know what you think about it. It's called Swinging Stewardesses, Sweet Sensations. Check it out. Bye.